Hi, folks. Bill Powers again. So, before I get started, I just want to say I am aware that the board has more responsibilities than just budgeting. My point that I was trying to make at that time was that we're supposed to be doing things representing you, and we're supposed to have at least a fair understanding of what you all want before we go into this. I mean, I realize we're never going to make everybody happy, but we could at least try to make most people happy. So that is kind of what we did for this. I noticed again at the new board meeting, again, they have no idea why anybody would vote no. So that's what this video is going to be about today. And again, I'll try to keep it under 10 minutes. Why people voted no. And I've talked to probably 200 to 300 people about this. I have tons of people coming through the shop all the time. And a lot of them voted yes too. And so I'll talk about the no's. The no's are pretty much divided into two camps. And yeah, you had it right. I don't care what you do, just don't touch my taxes. That's one camp. And the problem with making that statement is a lot of those people can't afford 20 bucks a month. 20 bucks a month might be life-changing to them. I noticed that the vast majority of the vote yeses are people who are at least well off, if not affluent. So, it's great if you have 3 kids in sports and you are, pro this bond because you want to see these things happen. I understand the sports center would be a great thing for this town. Hey, if people are coming in from other towns to play here, they're going to eat at our Dairy Queen after the game. They're going to do their victory parties at our Pizza Huts. Hopefully not too many. Go Bulldogs. But hopefully they're going to drive down Kansas Ave and see my shop and go, hey, I want to stop there. I mean, this is a good thing. It drives people into the city. But that doesn't mean anything to the people who are just barely scratching by. All right. And that could be grandma who bought her house 50 years ago for 25 grand and now it's worth 240 grand and they keep reassessing it every year and her taxes go up. So, I know my mom, 20 bucks a month would mean the difference between her food budget or perhaps her prescription budget. That's a big deal, and my mom isn't poor, but she is on a fixed income. She's 80 years old and she's retired. She only has so much. And believe me, what the teachers union retirement benefits pay her don't go up nearly as much as the cost of living every year. So that's those people too. It's not just, don't raise my taxes. It's people making choices about what they can afford. Now, the other one is, I'm going to call them the disenfranchised. And some of those folks are very angry. We put that thing on the ballot for the sports center and we voted no twice now. And you keep bringing it back. What are you trying to pull? Or a lot of the veterans that I've talked to, like me, are saying you have, 11 buildings now? And you don't take care of those, and you want to build more, and you want to do this, and you want to do that. If you wanted my vote to be yes for this, and believe me, I would vote yes for this in a heartbeat, if I knew we had a good, strong maintenance program to maintain these things. My daughter, we bought her a car and she drove it to death and wrecked it. And so we bought her another one and she drove that to death and wrecked it. And eventually we just said, hey, you know what? We're not buying you any more cars. And I think that's where a lot of us are, is you cut the maintenance budget to support more teachers instead of trying to get the maintenance or trying to get the entire school budget raised so we could afford both. If you wanted my vote for yes on this, I would have to know that maintenance of these buildings is not a catch-all where we're going to do our first set of cuts every time we have a problem. That's kind of where I'm sitting. And again, we are looking at, if this fails in November, a brand new board coming in and trying to figure out what's going to pass with the presidential election. Or, God forbid, spend another 10 grand on another special election that only 3,000 people are going to show up for. I've showed you guys the paperwork. Historically, special elections are going to get 3,000 voters. Maybe you can get lucky enough and get an extra 200 people to vote this next special election, and it'll slip by. But man, is that really a victory? I mean, I guess it is, because you get what you want and the buildings get built. But it's kind of bypassing the whole system there when we know people aren't going to turn out for it. Maybe that's part of the plan. I wonder if we couldn't work out some kind of thing where, instead of increasing the mill rate to borrow money in probably one of the worst economies ever, if we could find a decent compromise and increase the mill rate a little bit to increase the school budget to encompass maintenance and increasing the capital investments, where we could slowly build these things at a rate of, I mean, let's face it, you're not going to vote for this bond and get $88 million and poof, those buildings are going to magically appear. It's going to take a while to build and repair all these things. Why don't we prioritize them and do them slowly with a budget? And my camera is slowly creeping left, so if I go off this side, I'll see you next time. That's pretty much all I wanted to say this time. It looks like I'm well under the 10-minute mark. Again, if I'm on the board, I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear what you think of my ideas. I want to hear what your ideas are. I am more than willing to try to find something that gets the maintenance we need, that gets the building we need built, that gets the sports arena in for the many advantages that's going to give us here in town. But I need more reassurance that we're going to maintain it, and that we're going to do things properly, and that we're also going to be able to afford to pay the teachers what they need to be paid. So, signing off, Bill Powers. I'll see you soon.